It's Josh Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? Can you guess what I'm about to do? Google made a lot of people happy with an update to the Nexus 7. Last year, we took the original Nexus 7 and we put it to the test by dropping it compared to the iPad mini, and unfortunately, it really didn't stack up. The original one was a little bit thicker. It did feel a little bit more hollow, but it definitely did have lesser build quality. This update to the Nexus 7 brings a much sturdier but thinner and just overall better feel, and we want to see how it stacks up compared to the original. So what we're going to do is drop it for you today. I hope you got some painkillers because this is gonna hurt. The test will comprise of 3 different drops. We're basically, actually 4, let's say 4. We're gonna drop it on its back, right like this, and then on one of its sides, and then on one of the other sides, this time in portrait mode, and then finally on its face. And we're gonna see just how far the Nexus 7 can go without dying. And we'll get started with the test right now. It's drop test time. Nexus 7, 2013 edition, drop test onto its back. Here we go. Checking cameras, and try my best with the grip here. Let's see if I can get it to land flat on its back. Ooh. Ooh. Sickening thud right onto its back. Didn't even bounce, nothing like that. I got a perfect drop right there. So let's see what happened. All right, well, the good news here is that the back definitely held up pretty well. There were no cracks, not really anything there, just some scratches over here, but very few. I'm dropping this on hard on cement over here, so we are not really working with jagged rocks like in my previous drop tests. But that being said, I got a perfect drop right flat on its back. Not really any scratches even, just a couple over here. And yeah, it actually looks pretty good. It still retains that nice sleek look. Oh. Whoa. Won't turn on. Wow. Okay, so I actually have some bad news. That one drop, it seems, dropping it right on its back might have dislodged something on the inside. I can't hear any shakes or anything loose inside, but I just tried to turn it on right before the second drop test, and I can't get it to power on at all. So, but the show must go on, and we're going to drop it to see what other aesthetic damage might come up if we drop it on its side, on its other side, and then finally on its face. All right, so drop tests on the side, Nexus 7, let's see. All right, again, I'm trying my best with the grip here just to make sure it lands on its side, and there you go, and you see it there, the cracks right onto the bottom portion of the screen right here. You kind of spider webbed right there. There's no use in me trying to turn it back on again because it just won't. But yeah, there you go. You can see the scratches right on the what looks like the bottom portion of the bezel, maybe the bottom left portion, and it spider webs over to the side. Actually, now that I think about it, we should try to drop it opposite the side that was cracked. So I'm going to drop it from where the headphone jack is, which is at the top. So right here, trying to drop it so it lands right on its side, right there. Okay, here we go. There you go. That was a good hit. There you go. That was a good hit. The actual cover that goes around the entire back of the Nexus 7 has snapped out. So you can probably see right over here, right there. See, I can actually separate the tablet a little bit more. And also a little piece snapped, tiny little piece of plastic snapped from just right around there. The Nexus 7 is essentially in 2 pieces now. So if I really wanted to, I could just really pry this Nexus 7 tablet into 2 complete pieces. But we have one last test. We already cracked the screen, but we have to be fair and complete the test properly. We're going to drop it right on its face for the last test. So here we go. Got to get into my shot here, and finally, there you go. there you go. And so that's the damage done to the front. Even more cracks and spider webs down on the bottom of the screen when dropping the Nexus 7 on its face. As you can even see here, it gets even worse because not only did more cracks happen, I've actually exposed part of the circuitry right underneath. So unfortunately, it doesn't fare very well for the Nexus 7 in terms of a drop stress test, at least when compared to the original one, because they both did equally as bad. And well, there you have it for this Nexus 7 drop test. It's really unfortunate and honestly kind of saddening that the Nexus 7 of this year still has the same problems that one last year had when we did that drop test. Not only is it inoperable, it stopped working even after the first test. And then a lot of cracks over on the screen, even from different drops, even so much as circuits started to become exposed from underneath the screen. And the build quality of the back also, even though it feels really nice, it also started to snap off. And if I really wanted to, this Nexus 7 could become two pieces. So unfortunately, that's the story with the Nexus 7 of 2013. Still has a pretty questionable build quality for drops. Bottom line, really, do not let go of your Nexus 7. Don't let this thing drop, because if it gets a good enough impact on the floor, you could be wound up with a nice looking brick. So as always, stay tuned to Android Authority for all of the best coverage and the occasional drop test, whether good or bad. And as always, drop us a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned to AndroidAuthority.com, because we are your source for all things Android.